Picture AMD as the underdog who kept lifting weights quietly in the gym while everyone else posted selfies. Under CEO Lisa Su, the plan has always been to move AMD from being just a strong chip maker to a full-on data center powerhouse. The current roadmap, the one investors are whispering about at coffee shops and on Reddit, imagines AMD's data center segment becoming the company's primary revenue driver, and the playbook is built around a family of Instinct GPUs, MI series, EPYC CPUs, and a rack-scale reference design called Helios. Those pieces together are meant to be the plumbing for the next generation of AI infrastructure. What Lisa Su's roadmap actually looks like, not the pretty PowerPoint, the business logic. At its core, Su's roadmap is simple: build world-class accelerators, the MI series, plus pair them with server CPUs and networking, plus give hyperscalers a rack-scale reference, Helios, so they can deploy at hyperscale faster and cheaper. The idea is to sell chips and also make it easy for Oracle, OpenAI, Meta, AWS, and others to deploy whole clusters built around AMD tech. That's how you go from being a component vendor to a platform supplier, and that's where much larger, repeatable revenue lives. The MI355X and the upcoming MI450 family are central to that plan. Think of AMD as a kitchenware company that used to sell knives and spice racks. Now it's designing entire restaurant kitchens, ovens, HVAC, layout plans, and offering a one-stop, open kitchen package that makes it trivial for big restaurant chains to open 100 new locations quickly. That upsells far more than one lonely cleaver. Helios and the MI355X/MI450 story, racks, GPUs, and hyperscaler hugs. AMD's Helios is its rack-scale blueprint, a double-wide design built on open rack standards that pairs Instinct GPUs, EPYC CPUs, and advanced networking to create a dense, serviceable AI rack. Helios is AMD's answer to the vertically integrated rack solutions some rivals offer, but designed to be open and easier to customize for cloud customers. AMD's Instinct MI355X is being promoted in current collaborations, while the MI450 family and MI450X variants are the next generation, hyperscaler-targeted accelerators that big cloud providers can deploy at scale. AMD. Concrete deployments are already rolling. AMD and OpenAI announced a multi-year partnership to deploy 6 gigawatts of AMD Instinct GPUs across multiple generations, starting with an initial 1 gigawatt MI450 deployment slated to begin in the second half of 2026. That's not a niche proof of concept. That's a serious compute commitment. By the way, if you are benefiting from the content so far and want more like this, like the video, it means much to me. Hit the subscribe button, turn on the notifications bell, and comment the word more. Just go ahead and type the word more so I know. Now that you have commented, let's continue. The hyperscaler Ripple, Oracle, Meta, AWS, and the MI450 engagements. The OpenAI deal is headline-grabbing, but it's not the whole movie. AMD has been lining up partnerships and engagements across multiple hyperscalers. Oracle just announced plans to deploy large-scale clusters using MI450 GPUs. 50,000 MI450 units were cited in press around the new supercluster build-out, which will be available through Oracle Cloud Infrastructure. That's an explicit hyperscaler commitment to AMD's MI450 family. Industry chatter and reporting indicate multiple MI450 engagements or prototype deployments with other big clouds, including discussions/engagements with Meta and AWS, reflecting a broader trend. Hyperscalers want vendor diversity and second-source options for massive AI builds, and AMD is positioning to be one of those pillars. Imagine AMD is a band that used to open for one famous headliner. Now multiple headliners are asking them to do a co-headline tour. Each tour means thousands more tickets sold and recurring revenue, merch, meet and greets, the whole ecosystem. Insiders, buying, selling, and the weird psychology of Form 4s. Now let's talk about the human signals. Insider transactions, Form 4s, are the small, juicy clues investors love. Over the past year we've seen notable insider activity at AMD. There were high-profile insider buys earlier in the year. For example, EVP Philip Guido made a visible purchase that got press, and the company's leadership also records option awards, exercises, and some sales, often taxes or option exercises. Public Form 4 records show a mix of awards/exercises and occasional buys/sells. Press coverage flagged that Philip Guido's earlier buy was noteworthy because insider buys at AMD had been uncommon for many years. Important nuance: not all Form 4 sells equals lack of faith. Executives often sell to cover taxes or diversify, or under prearranged 10b5-1 plans. Conversely, an insider buy does suggest personal confidence, insiders literally voting with cash, and when multiple insiders buy, it tilts sentiment. Some observers have pointed out more buy activity earlier in the year compared with historical patterns, which is unusual for a company of AMD's size and does catch attention. But the record shows both buys and a number of option exercises/tax withholdings, so the net narrative is heightened insider activity with some meaningful buys, rather than a clean, uniform buying spree. Institutions, the big money chorus. Institutional ownership at AMD is large and meaningful. Big funds like Vanguard, BlackRock, and State Street have been longtime top holders, and public pension money, e.g., CalPERS, and other institutions have added to positions in recent quarters, evidence that the big money is at least participating in AMD's AI narrative. Institutional accumulation matters because these players own the bulk of float and can influence liquidity and valuation stability. Public filings and 13F aggregators show institutions holding hundreds of millions of AMD shares collectively. Why this is unusual for a company of AMD's size? 2 points make the situation noteworthy. Insider buys are rarer at very large companies. For a giant company whose shares are worth tens or hundreds of billions, insiders buying material amounts with personal cash is less common than at smaller growth firms. When it happens, it changes the whisper network. Hyperscaler multi-GW commitments are simply huge. The OpenAI 6 GW frame plus Oracle's 50K MI450 announcement are the kind of customer wins that can reshape a supplier's multi-year revenue trajectory that could hit AMD to $1,350 soon. It isn't just a one-quarter bump, it's evidence of a platform being chosen for very large builds. That changes investor math and explains why institutions are adjusting positions. Note this as well. And he saith unto me, seal not the sayings of the prophecy of this book, for the time is at hand. He that is unjust, let him be unjust still, and he which is filthy, let him be filthy still, and he that is righteous, let him be righteous still, and he that is holy, let him be holy still. And behold, I come quickly, and my reward is with me, to give every man according as his work shall be. I am Alpha and Omega, the beginning and the end, the first and the last. Blessed are they that do his commandments, that they may have right to the tree of life, and may enter in through the gates into the city. Revelation 22 verses 10-14. If we fully obey the Lord, the Creator of heaven and earth, and carefully follow all his commandments, he has promised to set us high above all the nations of the earth. Deuteronomy 28. We shall be blessed when we come in and when we go out. I appeal to you to accept God and let him be your guide, for he will never leave you nor forsake you. Do not be afraid, do not be discouraged. Deuteronomy 31 verse 8. Want more information? Please check the description section. That's the end for now. If you have watched until the end, drop a comment like this: I stayed until the end. Just comment that I stayed until the end. When I see this comment, I will give you a heart. 3 more favors I request from you. First, like this video, subscribe and then turn on the notifications bell. If you do this, you greatly encourage me to continue bringing to you insightful content. Do not miss out on our future videos full of insight. All I am asking is your subscription. Thanks for joining us today. Your support means so much to us. Do not hesitate to share this video to help someone who may benefit. I recommend that you watch the next video, subscribe to the channel and share your thoughts about today's video. Wish you God's blessings and care. Faith and prayer will do what no power on earth can accomplish. See you in the next video by God's mercy.